Good afternoon, good evening. Good morning, Nancy and Wendy. Good afternoon, Bev. And Dawn, welcome. Glad to be here with you all today. Welcome, KP. I was just shuffling the cards for today, getting ready for our session. Good afternoon, Donna. Thank you, KP. This is the Gayatri Mantra, if anybody knows that or if you know that. So it's special. Andrea, good morning. I thought about you this morning, Andrea, so here you are. Oh, well, of course, I would imagine you would know the Gayatri Mantra. Wonderful. Hi, Mishi. Oh, interesting. I'm glad that you found me. I don't know what happened. Maybe a glitch in Insight Timer. So happy Sunday for most of you. It might be, yeah, I think it's Sunday for most everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's take a collective breath in together. Oh, wonderful, Andrea. And nice, Bev. I know that it's winter time there. I am here in Mexico, for those who don't know. And you can see the beautiful paradise behind me, the mountains. I'm at 5,000 feet elevation here. I don't know how much that is in meters. Maybe 3. It's morning time. You can hear the birds. The shores of the biggest lake in Mexico are just steps from here. Who all was here? I did a live stream when I first returned to this town, and I walked us to the lake after the live stream. Was anybody here for that? Hi, Rebecca. Nice to see you. Nancy, you were here. Awesome. And Wendy. Yeah, it's right over there. You can see it from here, but there's like trees and power lines in the way, so. Yeah, so today, if there's anybody new joining, please say hello if you would like, or give an emoji if you don't feel like actually speaking, or you don't have to speak at all, of course. This is my longest running live stream series for 4 years, every week, you know, with some exceptions, but very few. I have been coming live at this time. I've mainly lived in Asia for the past 6 years, so this was Saturday Night Live, because it would be Saturday night in the West and Sunday morning where I was. So now that I'm here on this side of the world, it has now become Sunday morning live. Hi, J.E. Well, perhaps I can, think about walking down to the lake again. Maybe next time I want to be ready to do that. Hi, Siobhan. Glad you are here as well. Welcome back. So if you don't know me, I'm Natalie, spiritual life coach and Reiki Master Teacher and intuitive. Please follow me here on Insight Timer. I am double live streaming this as well, so you can follow me on my YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, website. And yeah, I've got a number of free and premium meditation tracks here on Insight Timer. My most popular one is relationship cord cutting meditation, and my Ancestral Clearing Master Prayer is very popular, as well as the Abundance Prayer in my premium tracks. So we will, at the end of the session, be doing some ancestral clearing along with Reiki. And the majority of the session will be dedicated to a collective card reading that is for everybody here. So if you're here, trust that the message is for you, and don't force it to fit. So just flow with whatever you hear for the messages today. Which card, KP? I haven't done the cards yet, so we will be getting into that in just a moment here. Yeah. Has anybody else taken a cold shower this morning like me? I recently did our 7-day breathwork and meditation challenge, and a number of you were here for that. If you were here, have you continued with your practice in the morning? I have. Oh, like digitally? I'm not able to do that once the live stream has started. So that's a great question. So you can go into my meditations. It will be at the top because it's my most played meditation. Yeah, I know there's cards. Insight Timer has that new feature. Oh, wait a minute. I can maybe do it. Ooh, no, I can't. Okay, I can put this one up. Wow, look at that. Thank you for that suggestion. I thought you could only make the cards before the session in another part of the screen, so. But I only can do a couple. Okay, so I can do a follow card if you want to follow me. Yeah, but I need to refresh some of these. Great suggestion. Thank you for that. Can somebody tell me, because y'all seem to be knowing about this, do I then have to close the card? Will it just stay up, or is it temporary that it comes on? Hi, Shravan. It stays up, okay, and you can close it. It looks like I could, because right now the follow card is up, and it looks like it'll just stay up, but if I close it, now I closed it, maybe it went away. So thank you, I learned something new this early morning. So we're going to open, as always, with a Michael Singer quote card. Michael Singer is author of The Untethered Soul, The Surrender Experiment, and Living Untethered. one of my favorite and most influential teachers, spiritual teachers, who I got to meet in person last November. So that was an experience I'll never forget. And I got these cards when I saw him, and he signed my card box. So this quote from Untethered Soul says, "When your stuff gets hit, let go right then, because it will be harder later." When your stuff gets hit, let go right then, because it will be harder later. Does anybody not get what that's saying? I know if you know Michael Singer, likely it makes sense, but maybe if you're new to him and the way he teaches and speaks, that might not make sense to you. And how many of you have found that to be true? If you hold on to a trigger, if you allow yourself to get spun out, have you found it harder to let go the longer you let that go on? Yeah, we have gotten this one before. Yeah, I mean, that's the discipline, right? To be able to, when the trigger hits, when the moment comes, to let go immediately or as fast as possible. Yeah. So it makes sense that it's harder to let go later, and it is challenging to do that, especially with subjects and thoughts and topics that we've thought a lot about in the past, say resentments around parents, or, you know, difficult dynamics in life, whatever that may be. It could be stuff about ourselves, stories we tell ourselves about who we believe ourselves to be, and getting into shame spirals and all of those wonderful things. Yeah, and the difference is when we get on this awakening journey and we learn and we have awareness, is then it becomes a choice. You know, you don't know what you don't know. And then once you know, then you can't not know what you're doing. You can be in denial, like you can believe stories and lies that you tell yourself, and underneath that, you know, there's this level of knowing exactly what's going on and it being really painful. And the gift of the awareness is that that's a place to start, because without that, we just don't know what's going on. So, yeah, and Wendy, that's a great point. So I have been a member of 12-step programs for most of my life. And there is a saying in AA that says, you know, AA ruins your drinking. And like the worst thing is, if somebody goes out drinking again, to have a head full of AA and a belly full of booze, because then you have like full awareness of what you're doing, even more than maybe you did in your alcoholism before you got sober. Yeah, that's great. So, ooh, awesome, KP. Yeah, I do a lot of live streams with Michael Singer's teachings. Yeah, I call them surrender circles. So we'll continue and see. The next message that I drew before we started was from Work Your Light. And the card is Unbound. Releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. So already the spirit message is coming through the patterns, right? What I was just talking about. If we have a pattern of rumination, about a topic, then it's very easy to, again, get sucked in and your stuff getting hit and then it becoming harder to let go later on. So yeah, Wendy, totally another card of release, unbinding yourself. And I do feel like some of you, if you have especially a romantic connection, that this might resonate about. That meditation of mine, the relationship breakup and cord cutting, is for you. I also, in my premium tracks, I have I have a meditation or a practice called Take Your Power Back from Them, Shamanic Healing. So those are powerful processes you can do. Ooh, that's great, Donna. So releasing soul patterns. How many of you can reflect and think about like knowing what your patterns are in this lifetime, knowing where your areas of challenge are, and then again having this awareness, like now you know, and so when you go back into the pattern, it's even more painful because you're watching yourself be in the pattern. And then there can be some judgment, might be some self-gaslighting that occurs. And so this could also be about releasing contracts, so soul contracts that you might have with another being as well. You know, we mostly have these with people that we have like the most impactful relationships with, like family, romantic partners, and it doesn't have to be. And then it says past lives. So in our ancestral clearing process that I'll be doing at the end of the session, I will do clearing around all of these things. And if you like the ancestral clearing, you can, like I said, listen to my master prayer. That's in the free section of my meditations. And you can listen to that. My teacher, John Newton, who trained me on this process, says that you can do this prayer like 10 times a day if you feel the need to. So it's something you can listen to over and over. Excuse me. Siobhan can relate. So I also, before the session, shuffled a Sacred Rebels card, and we've seen this one before. Defend to the end, the worthwhile. Defend to the end, the worthwhile. So this actually is like the opposite of letting go. Defending, is not that. So let's see what the guidebook says. Card number 23, if that number is resonant for you. So I'm just reading the message. So it says, this oracle brings guidance to honor even the smallest steps in your path of the sacred warrior. They are no less important than the more noticeable or dramatic actions on the path. One single misstep can begin a landslide of great devastation. Being vigilant with what is meaningful and with what is truthful, even in the smallest and seemingly most insignificant ways, strengthens the sacred warrior and prevents darkness from gaining a stronghold from the inside. The sacred warrior within will fight with love and honor to be true to what has meaning, and never ever allow it to be cast aside, even if it seems easier in the moment. The sacred warrior finds joy and humor in life to prevent the seriousness of the task from stifling the heart that just wants to live and be free. That joy brings strength to the warrior and an expanded, relaxed awareness that can sense the presence of fear, whether it's masked as anger, hate, or doubt, and immediately respond to it with fierce compassion. The sacred warrior will not allow fear to gain a stronghold within the heart. This card has special guidance for you. You are being asked to stay strong and stand your ground. This might be in a big emotional journey that feels like the fight of your life, or it may be in a matter that doesn't seem to hold much importance. So what is happening or soon will be happening is worthwhile, so hold tight. So there is a healing process. You can put your hand on your heart, close your eyes, and take in these words that I am about to say. If I don't sneeze first. Okay. I call upon the sacred warriors of unconditional love. I ask for your support, protection, assistance, and intervention on my behalf through unconditional love, that what is truly worthwhile for the light and life of the heart be protected and preserved within me and in the world for the greater good. Through my own free will, so be it. So you may feel you're fighting to be heard, fighting to salvage your creative ideas from the critical voices of others, or fighting for your right to simply be yourself and live your truth in the world. So, defend to the end the worthwhile. So, what is important to you? What is your passion? What lights you up? Done. You know, part of this, what that's saying to me is like, get clear on your values, on the compass that guides who you are, and that can help you to just get clarity on what's important to you. Yeah, that's a great one, Bev. Who else shares that? I know that I do. And I think this journey of awakening and self-realization is about that, you know. If you're on this journey, we came here to live into our full potential. You know, we didn't come here to stay asleep. You all have evolved enough in this your past lifetimes, and you know, humanity is awakening. So much is happening right now that everything is calling you to step into being that best version of yourself, and you know, defending that to the end. It is worthwhile. It might be a creative project for some of you. It might be a career change. So anything where you're living out of integrity. So is there anybody here that resonates with? Is there some part of your life where you know you're settling, where you know you're being in old patterns and habits and sort of like going through the motions because it's easier? That's what that Unbound card talked about. Releasing those soul patterns. Your higher self is calling you to dream bigger, be bigger and do more. So it's comfortable just to stay in the known, to be in like coasting along, being in your comfort zone. So it's time for some of you, if this resonates, like what's next. And part of that reading talked about like taking baby steps. It says honor even the smallest steps on your path. And that's what I do with my coaching with other people. You know, it's never about like, oh, you know, go move across the world tomorrow. It's like, okay, what is the next baby step for you to move across the world? It might be opening your computer and typing something into a search engine and pressing enter. So bringing the big vision into small, tangible action steps. Hey, Sister Sunshine. And Bev, yeah, I mean, what do you think? I would ask you. You probably know me well enough now. The word should is kind of rocky. So could you be doing that regularly? Could we all? Sorry, I've got a little bit of a thing going on with my nose and throat, so it's like this is about dreaming bigger and not letting the world influence your actions, not letting old stories, old patterns, old programs keep you stuck, because you are being called forth to be bigger. Yep. So this is Light Seers Tarot. It's time for you to tune into your inner strength here. And so the Sacred Rebels Oracle card, you know, it talks about the sacred warrior. So that's also, so we've got like these messages of both surrendering, letting go and releasing, and also like it's like feminine and masculine energies, and also taking action, and also standing for yourself, standing for what you believe in. We get this card a lot as well. So tune into your daily strength every day, this inner lion or lioness who is both strong and soft. And that's card number 8. Let's see what other clarification the cards have. Hi, Drazel. Shalom. Welcome. Okay, so then we have the Hermit as well, which is card number 9. So these are major arcana cards. So these are really powerful energies that are about like your life, purpose, and path. It's not just day to day here. So some of you may be coming up against big opportunities, big changes that will affect the course of your life and not just the day to day. So the Hermit card is telling you, along with all the other messages here, it's like you get to go within. You get to go within to tune into this strength, as I said, this inner strength. And that might be you know, you might need some clarity on what the next steps are, on what's out of alignment in your life. There's an exercise I give my clients sometimes that's coming to mind here. So if this resonates for you, you can do this. So you make 2 lists. One list is a list of energy givers in your life, and one is a list of energy drainers. And these can be people that are energy givers or drainers. They could be activities, they could be mindsets or thought patterns or beliefs, attitudes, activities. So I feel like you get to go within, and there's some discernment and some inner work that you get to do to refine your life right now and really evaluate, what am I tolerating? What are you tolerating in your life? Ask yourself that question. And then tune into, you know, your sacred warrior, your inner strength. To, you know, clean up your energy. Stop bleeding energy out to where it's not appreciated, reciprocated, and give energy to places where you're celebrated. And you get to go within and discern this. And actually, I'm going to use this little card thing here. So thanks for that. So this meditation, My Truth Excavation Guided Journey, this is a plus premium meditation. This will be a wonderful support to diving into your inner self, to discerning what is true for you right now, what you get to release, what you get to cultivate. So that meditation is very powerful, and I also do that as a live guided session as well. So you can reach out if you're curious about that. At the bottom of the deck here, we have the Queen of Cups. So it's also about, you know, when you go inside, tuning into your heart, remembering the truth of who you are. And, you know, we're the only one that can walk our path. Nobody can walk our path for us. So it's a solo journey that we don't have to do alone. So it's a paradox. Nobody can do it for you, and you don't have to do it alone. I'm going to look up the Hermit card and see what messages it has. So the messages of this card are inner reflection, meditation, contemplation, soul searching, inner wisdom, spiritual mentor, experience, finding your guide within, taking time away from the chaos of a busy life, time out, and hermiting. And then the affirmation is, I witness my brightly lit heart. I witness my brightly lit heart. So really, you know, there's messages. To me, this is a third chakra card. The third chakra is yellow in color. It's our power center, our inner strength. And then we've, like I said, we've also got this Queen of Cups, which of course is the fourth chakra. So it's like really anchoring down into these energies within yourself and stop looking outside of yourself. Where are you looking for validation in others? Where are you leaning too much? On others? Where is their codependency happening? Where is their people pleasing, enabling, assuming, having a victim mindset? All of these old patterns. Thank you, Siobhan, for the donation. Okay, I'm just reading this. If there's anything that's sticking out. And if you want the links to these card descriptions, send me a private message and I'll send those to you. So let's see what other clarification we have, and then we'll go into the Reiki healing and ancestral clearing. Okay, these wanted to come out. So these came out together, and as I always say, you can't make this shit up. The Four of Swords and the Ace of Cups. I wish we could see that Queen of Cups again. Ah, she's still at the bottom, of course. You can't make this shit up. Because with both of these, we've just got, you know, these beautiful similar images of the cup in the heart center, and really tuning into that space inside where you give yourself love. So this is about going in. Even on the Strength card, there's a little, she's wearing a heart necklace. And then we've got the Four of Swords. So, and here's the heart as well. So this is all tied to the heart center here. Look at how cozy she is. So this is really about going inside, nurturing yourself, taking care of yourself, so that you then have that masculine energy of action, of passion, of drive, of taking actions, of creating and cultivating new habits. For some of you, the things that are draining your energy are addictions. They might be like legitimate addictions, like alcohol or something like that. Or it might be, for some of you, addicted to thought patterns, addicted to, yeah, I'm thinking of like even shame. It can be very easy to just default into beating ourselves up, beating ourselves down, hating ourselves, and like abusing ourselves in our mind with what we say to ourselves. And that is really damaging. And we don't want to, of course, make ourselves wrong for that. And that is a thought pattern that is possible to overcome. Yeah, people pleasing. So you get to find your inner sovereignty through meditation, through rest, through contemplation, compassionate self-forgiveness. I do a practice with my coaching clients called compassionate self-forgiveness. It's very powerful to start releasing the judgments we have on ourselves so that, we can come home to ourselves and tune back into our inner light and our inner strength so that then we can go out into the world empowered and taking action instead of it being like coming from a place of uncertainty, like, oh, I hope I can do this, or I don't know if it will happen, or being full of doubt or self-doubt. Shifting from that into like commitment, like, I'm going to do this. I don't know how, I don't know the details, that's not important, that will take care of itself. That sacred warrior within would be like, I am making a choice. And for some of you, it might be like leaving a relationship. Maybe you've told yourself for too long, it's time to go, and you keep putting it off and putting it off. And that could be even a job. So I really invite you, if this is resonating, to make that list, the 2 lists of energy givers and energy drainers. What people, activities, patterns, habits give you energy, and what drains your energy. And then after you make the list, commit to letting go of one of the things that drains you, and commit to bringing in and doing one of the things that gives you energy. Because this is all about coming back to your center and coming back into alignment with your values, with your integrity. And also being really gentle with yourself. I can't stress that enough. So many of us, and how many of you besides me are very comfortable beating yourself up or making yourself wrong. It's easy then to default into that. Like, oh, I always do this. What's wrong with me? I, can never blah, 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 or I always blah, blah, blah. Like, don't make yourself wrong for that. And you can also then bring loving accountability to yourself. So I've created a resource called The End of Self-Gaslighting. It's a short 2-page resource that talks about how to work with yourself so that you can overcome this tendency to gaslight yourself, which is so detrimental to our relationship with ourselves. Hey, Angela. It's all about just coming home to ourselves. Finding your inner nest. Finding your inner strength. It's already there. You have everything you need. It's just about getting to tune into that. And then this queen, she's owning that. She's like the queen of self-love. She's the queen of compassion for herself and others. She's safe. When we grow up in unsafe environments with unsafe people, then we never learn to cultivate a sense of inner safety. And that's where codependency and the self-gaslighting comes from. So this Queen of Cups is like the ultimate nurturer, like the perfect mother. And so the journey is to become that for yourself. I say this in my coaching sessions all the time, like we've got to let go of waiting for our parents to come and show up in the ways they never did. So we get to work with our inner child who's still waiting, and we get to be the loving parent to that child. So this is the deepest work we can do, along with being present to all of this. So if this resonates, reach out, send me a message. Let me know what your takeaway was. We're going to go into the Reiki. But first, I feel like I want to look up the Queen of Cups card. I feel like she's got some messages. So the affirmation for this card is, my intuitive heart openly expresses deep love and compassion. My intuitive heart openly expresses deep love and compassion. And that's for yourself first. So the meanings of that card are an extremely intuitive person, highly attuned emotional intelligence, love and compassion, sensitivity, strength, leading with your heart, and healing. So all of the messages of the other cards kind of cultivate into this one. Welcome, Tanya. I'm glad that this message has found you as well. So I'm going to read the deeper meaning of this card. So just let this sink in for a moment. And then, like I said, we'll go into the Reiki and Ancestral Clearing. The Queen of Cups is one of the most intuitive characters of the tarot, floating in her watery and feminine connection with flow. In her dreamlike state of resonance, she asks, how well have your emotions been helping you in your current situation? You may desire to experience more profound connections and to engage with others on a deeper level. She reminds you that you can. Remember, however, you're only one half of the equation in any partnership, and it will take both of you to take the dive together. You may need to lead the way as you cultivate a new meaning for the relationship. With an open heart, fill your cup. It is your task to lead the vibration of your heart center and to remain present regardless of the state of others. Listen deeply as a way to hear what's truly going on and ensure that other people feel heard when you connect with them. Deep listening will allow you to read the nuances of their communication, and it will help you to navigate the waters of your current reality. Intuition and creativity are here to guide you, and as you take your next steps, seek to see the divine, seek to see love in all things, people, and situations. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get into the energy healing. Does anybody have any questions, comments before we dive in? If you haven't already, please give me a follow. You can give a donation if you feel called to. I love this little card thing. I can pop up the donation card. How fun. yeah, so I invite you, as part of the message for today, of allowing yourself to receive, to both relax and release, let go, surrender, and also to consider like action. Consider what's your passion. Consider what you get to bring more into your life and what you get to let go. So the message today is really one of like this masculine, feminine, energetic balance, and, you know, going within to discern that, to cultivate a safe home for yourself within yourself. Everything you need is within you. All the strength, all the love, all the compassion. So you can go ahead and close your eyes. I have an essential oil I want to use. So if you also have one, you can use it. It's a little bit windy here, so hopefully there won't be a door banging or cards flying. And the oil I picked for myself is perfect. It's called Inner Harmony. So get grounded and centered, and just take all of the images from the beautiful cards today, the energies that came up, let them guide you, let them inspire you. The Strength card, the Queen of Cups, the Four of Swords in their little nest, the Ace of Cups, the Hermit, the card Unbound, and defending to the end, the Worthwhile. What is worthwhile for you in this lifetime? What do you want to leave this planet having done? And just bring all of those ideas into contemplation, and then just letting it all go, and just trusting this space, trusting this energy healing, that you will receive exactly what is needed for your best and highest good. Breathing in more deeply and slowly. And just even tuning into the energy of the in and out breath. That the in breath is the masculine energy of action, of doing. And then the out breath of release is the feminine energy of allowing and surrender. I'm also activating Solvana energy. That's a powerful transformative energy for new beginnings. Third eye awakening and expansion, transformation, as well as Reiki healing energy. And just let go when you notice thought patterns. Just return to being in the body, allowing and surrendering to this moment and this experience. And I will now do some ancestral clearing silently, so allowing this clearing. And I'm going to speak a prayer out loud that many of you may know by St. Francis of Assisi. It doesn't matter your beliefs, just take in the essence and intention of this prayer and allow it to sink in and guide you. Make me an instrument of your peace, that where there is hatred, I may bring love. That where there is error, I may bring truth. That where there is sadness, I may bring joy. That where there is darkness, I may bring light. Grant that I might not seek to be forgiven, but to forgive. To be loved, but to love. For it is in the giving that I receive, and the dying that I awaken to eternal life. Who do you want to be when you open your eyes? What qualities, what values do you want to embody that are important to you? What qualities of the Sacred Warrior, of the Queen of Cups, of all of the cards and energies for today? Feel into those energies now. And breathe in and breathe out. And remember that whatever you do is imbued with your state of being first. When you can cultivate qualities that are important to you, like presence, peacefulness, joy, that will influence everything that you do in a positive way. So as you allow your eyes to open, just feel into the energies. Embody everything that we've uncovered in our session today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So be it done. Thank you. And welcome back. I'll take a moment if anybody cares to share their experience or ask a question. Again, don't forget to follow me here on Insight Timer if you care to give a donation, if this was helpful. Thank you, Lily. Thank you all for joining. We will be here same time next week. And stay tuned for other live streams that will be additionally scheduled. If you have a request for a certain topic you would like to see covered here, say it in the comments now or send me a private message. You're welcome, Drazel. Beautiful, Sister Sunshine. Yeah, I think that is the essence, especially for today, of that balance. It's kind of like the yin and yang symbol. The masculine, feminine. Empowerment, sovereignty, peace. I was with a client in session the other day, and we were talking about this sense of inner stability. What would that look like to create inner stability? And that embodies both strength and presence and calm. You're welcome. Great, Nancy, Bev, Siobhan, Wendy. Thank you. And, you know, make your intention to bring this into your rest of your day. Just 5% more, what would that look like? And what action can you take as a result of this session? It might be making those lists of energy givers and energy drainers and then taking action on that. It might be if there's a creative project or something that you're living out of integrity in your life about, that it's time to take an action. It might be letting go, or might be doing something. You're welcome, Dawn and KP. Thank you for joining. Awesome, Bev, joining a creative group. That's amazing. That's like perfect for today's session because there is that element of creativity that's here as well. Perfect. Wonderful. So join me next week, if not before. I may add some sessions in the week. Bring your friends, family. I know that's some of you have, and that's always appreciated. If there's anybody that's never had a private coaching session with me, I am able to gift that to those of you who have never worked with me on outside of this live stream. We can have a coaching session on anything that's come up. You know, today there was a lot of juicy stuff. And also the truth excavation guided journey. I can offer that as well as a gift to the community for those who have not experienced a session with me. So send a message if that's interesting to you. And either way, I will see you next time, next week, or before. Wonderful, Darcy. Yes, just send a message and reach out. And I will see you all very soon. And also, this replay, all my replays are on my YouTube channel. You can follow me there and find them there. Facebook, Instagram. Follow me there as well to stay in touch. You can join my group here, Natalie's Healing Circle, as well. So you are welcome, Sister Sunshine. Thank you, Bev. You're welcome, Tanya. See you all soon. Namaste.